Is that what that means?
Yeah. The refresh rate of your camera is probably higher than the VGA going to that.
Okay.
That's a bill problem, not a shot rate.
You know what I should do? I should capture the screen.
So once you have that, you pretty much are on but
Guys, we are now
I'm gonna
officially
record my
live
screen
on the live
so we
stream.
have that.
We're getting ready to start the meeting. We had a little delay because of some technical difficulties, but we are now up and running, ready to go. We are going to be talking tonight about how to use AI to help you find deals in real estate. So y'all stay tuned. It's going to be a little slow to get started, but once you get going, it'll be awesome. Thanks for tuning in.
I was doing your things I speak better. I enjoy that. Make stuff better.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't have to deal with that stuff. No, because it's a different problem. Then I gotta babysit all the contractors. You know?
Yeah, that's the interest in me.
You would think, except for they don't care.
You're so.
You know? Yeah, they're okay being broke.
We would send it to his own houses and this guy's got that data that it's in there. It's funny.
Now, are you working with Carol?
Yes.
How'd Dave Vixen go today?
I don't like playing with houses.
See, like how they we're probably like together. I don't
I try to make.
Oh, okay. I tried to give her some helpful things to make things go smooth. Hopefully it worked out.
I know it was great for her because she just, got hard.
That's it.
Yeah, you can't have a heart and be a property manager. You have to. If people don't follow the rules, they got to go. It's easy peasy. No doubt.
I've got investors that do the placements with us and when they get written and said, okay, I'm like, you have to send them a letter. I'll just
It's actually better to send that letter on the second.
Oh, you can send them.
Send it on the second, and then you could file on the 13th. Yeah. So you don't. And sometimes the second is not a weekday, so that gets pushed. Right? It could be the third or the fourth. But you always send it as soon as you're in the office and you have the ability to send that letter. And if they don't pay on the first, they are late.
Right.
Just because they pay on the 6th doesn't mean they paid on time. That they're still late, but they don't get a fine until the 6th. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A waste management company?
You ready to start?
Whenever you want.
All
We
right,
get this
let's close
started.
that door.
Yep.
I won't be anything. All right, guys, we're going to get started. Welcome to the Burlington Real Estate Investors Club meeting tonight. Mr. Hank, who you guys all know, and he's got all kinds of qualifications, and he's a real estate investor himself, and he's going to teach us how to use AI to help us find deals in real estate. Very excited. Let's welcome Mr. Hank. Come on up.
Thank you. 2 months in a row.
And if you
Presenting.
have
This is great.
questions, if you have questions, I'm going to pass the magic mic holder.
All right. First and foremost, what I want to do once we get into the presentation is we'll do an overview of tools that I'm using, and there may be others, and I'll mention some of them that I started using when I got into real estate. I do and use AI probably 3 to 5 hours out of my workday for my job in software. And I said, hey, I should be using this for real estate as well. And it's worked out pretty good. I still need to iterate on that and use it more and better. And these tools keep changing. With that, how many of you are currently using AI more than going in and saying, give me a recipe for apple pie? Okay. And how many are using Gemini? Raise your hand. ChatGPT, Claude. Okay. So you're all three, a couple people, all three, which is good. Same thing for me. And I'm trying to force myself to go more into the terminal with Claude Code, which is interesting and kind of intimidating in some ways. But they each have their different strengths and weaknesses. That's why I use different ones. That's why I wanted to ask. When I thought about what we should talk about, I just wanted to talk about what are some investors doing now, or what did I do when I first started learning about or wanting to get interested in real estate. I read these old books that were probably printed in the 80s and the 90s, and they talked about notepads and using pencils, not even pens, and all these different things. And back then, cameras weren't that great, and the quality of cameras weren't that great. And I know this is kind of hard to read, but using gut instinct and manual spreadsheets to do a lot of things, driving for dollars on the weekends, which is something you don't have to do anymore, but some people prefer to do that. I probably will. It gets me out of the house, get some fresh air, but then maybe whatever I'm gathering through some of the tools I'll share, I can use AI to help me give me a summary or help me find those deals a little bit better. You're going to have lagging data if you're not using AI. Everything's going to be outdated by the time you get to it. And there's information gaps, and some things are high cost solutions. There's a lot of tools out there that don't have AI built into it now, which you may see them actually go out of business if they don't adopt and put AI into their tools when it comes to real estate, or even just CRM if you're using a CRM, and you're having to deal with fragmented data that's in different places and putting all that together. And with using AI, you can do a lot of things. You can get leads, rank leads, you can get real-time data, use predictive signals instead of looking in the past, and just basically have everything be asymmetric. In other words, real-time data at your fingertips, folks. And now, if you have an iPhone and you have CarPlay, ChatGPT is now on CarPlay. I don't know if you knew that. Gemini is coming soon. So now you can talk to your imaginary friend while you're driving in your car in a safe fashion. What I like to talk about is you're going to lose hours with manual entry research by doing everything manual. And if you start using AI, it's going to basically be your assistant. It's going to be your co-pilot. It's going to do the daily grind for you if you use it correctly. And there's a difference between LLMs and then agentic AI. Does everybody know the difference between those?
Nope.
All right, so an LLM is basically a collection of data. It used to be where let's talk about ChatGPT when that first came about. It went out and scraped data, housed it, you could search that data. They would only do that a certain amount of times, like once every 3 months, once every 6 months. So there still was outdated data until it updated. Now these tools can go out and find stuff in real time on the web and do research for you. Agentic AI is, hey, in the morning, I need you to look at my inbox, pull out the most important emails. If they mention real estate investing, purchasing a property, surface those for me, and then draft auto replies for me, send them to me to review, and then I'll approve which ones you can send. Oh, and while you're doing that, X, and you can most times integrate it into HubSpot or these different tools. And if you haven't heard of Clawbot, I actually went through iterations of names, and they kept taking a name that was close to other ones. It used to be Clawbot. Then Claude said they were going to sue them for being close to their name. So then they changed to OpenClaw. So this was an open source free software that you can download, and it was an LLM, but it connected to all these other tools like ChatGPT and Gemini to allow you to do all the agentic stuff on a machine. That should scare you because you have to give it root access or admin access to your computer, and it's open source and it wasn't fully vetted, which means it could be hacked. So people started going to buy Mac Minis, the little silver Mac Minis from Apple and Best Buy. At one point, I think it was about 6 months ago now, maybe 5, you could not walk into a Best Buy to buy a Mac Mini because they were out of stock because of this craze. Does anybody know what a Raspberry Pi is?
Yeah.
It's a small little computer. I had one where initially I bought it to put retro games on. Then I started using it when I had a 3D printer that didn't have Wi-Fi because it was older and they didn't have Wi-Fi. And I was sitting around and I said, I wonder if I can install it on this Raspberry Pi. It was a pain in the butt because it was an older Raspberry Pi, but I got it to work. Long story short, or the TLDR getting a little nerdy here, it didn't have enough memory or RAM to process the installation. So I had to borrow from the SD card, but I had to give it instructions to do so. And I played around. I just wanted to see what it can do. But people that didn't know what they were doing was connecting it to Claude and ChatGPT and using the API. All of a sudden, they're racking up hundreds of dollars every day doing all this stuff. It's making me money while I'm sleeping, but I'm spending thousands. Yay! You don't need to have that anymore. And the person who created that actually got hired by OpenAI, ChatGPT now. OpenClaw is still available. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm just telling you how powerful these things can be and will be in the future, and they'll be more secure. I just downloaded Google's version of that can go on your phone. I'm struggling to remember the name, but I just downloaded it 2 hours before I came here. It's a local LLM that sits on your phone, doesn't even talk to the cloud. And then you can do other things with it. Then if you want to, you can give it permissions to talk to whatever tools you want. I'm going to start playing around with that because it just came out, I think, yesterday. That's how fast things are moving, folks. All right, let's talk about finding deals, right? And that's what we want to do. And I know that, Sean could probably give me more information on how to help us use it more and better. But this is what I started doing. I started looking into, hey, if I want to get properties that are off market for a good price, but I'm not good at doing all this finding people that have abandoned houses because I haven't been lucky with that, how about probate? People that are getting houses or properties inherited and they don't have the money or don't want the properties and they want to sell them. That would be a good target market. So I set up an agent that theoretically, well, I have it do it once a week, but at 8 a.m. I can have it give me a list of all the Alamance County probate filings and tax liens and automatically send it to me the next day. I ran it right then and there and I looked at it and I think it gave me like 30 listings. And it was just this long sheet that I read and gave me a lot of information around all these probate listings. And you can get the data, contact information. You had to pay, what do we call those tools that where you skip tracing tools? You don't need them anymore. You may, if it's hard to find, but these tools can find public information.
Your skip tracers
That's
are
worth a whole
usually
video right there.
that you can just use your own AI and
Yep.
set it up correctly.
But there might be some data that, that's harder to find that the AI tools didn't scrape yet and didn't have, so you can use these other tools because they're, I had a conversation, I have a podcast and I recorded an episode earlier. It's a company called eHawk. Not only do they give you data, but if somebody signs up on your website with an email address, they can give you the IP location, and if there's a phone number listed associated, any addresses that are related to that, first name, last name, all this data. If you've been a bad actor in the past, if your email address looks a little fishy, why is that? Have you been blocked somewhere? There's all this data that AI can gather and be given to you. And this company, eHawk, is really amazing with what they do. You can cross-reference information. You can pull information from Zillow and get contact information or information about houses. we're going to do some hands-on stuff. I hope you like that part. I have, it's called a gem in Gemini. It's a custom instruction, so I don't have to go in every time and tell it what to do. I just go in and say, hey, I found this house at 123 Main Street, Graham, North Carolina. Tell me if it's a good deal or not. And the instructions are all in there, like it needs to meet the 1% rule, pull in the property tax information.
So you've created your buy box.
Yeah,
In Gem?
I told it my buy box, and I said, is this a good deal or not? And it'll go through and it'll talk to me, and then I can still have a conversation with it, which is really cool. You can get leads, and then what's the other one? Oh, this one is a little tougher. I'm going to talk to you how I use it for something else, but it can connect to websites and do things on your behalf. I have a newsletter, and sometimes I struggle to come up with content. I post on LinkedIn kind of often. If some of you are connected to me, I think I do a video a day, and then I do some posts, I do blogs. I say, hey, ChatGPT is what I use for this. It's time to do my newsletter. I need you to do your thing. It'll go, okay, we're going to log into your LinkedIn. We're going to go through all your posts for the past 30 days. I'm going to pull out all the themes and tips and information and strategies that you provided, give it to you in a format that you can put it in your newsletter. And your what is freaky because you'll see LinkedIn come up. It logs in as you. It starts scrolling around. I couldn't get this picture because it's a weird embed. I'm going to try this alternate option. And it goes through all these things and it actually gives me all that data. Think about what you could do with this. Like you can go on Nextdoor and get data about, hey, is this neighborhood safe? Or should I invest in this neighborhood? What are people complaining about? How many lost pets are there? Right? Because there's like hundreds and hundreds of lost pets in probably my area alone. But it allows you to do all of this stuff. And there's going in and getting recipes, right? Hey, ChatGPT, give me a recipe for apple pie. But then there's deep research. If you haven't tried the deep research option, I highly encourage you to do that. You give it instructions, have a conversation. It'll say, this is what I think you want. Let me ask you some questions. Then it goes through and it'll say, either sit here and watch me do the work or come back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however, whatever it is, how complex it is. Then what will happen is you'll get that report back and it's like very lengthy and allows you to consume all that. Then you can always just say, give me the TLDR on this. And boom, there you go. And I know I mentioned this on the posts. Question?
Yeah, before you go into the next phase, are you going to talk about
how to set up an agent and what an agent is and what that means.
Somewhat, yes. I'll do like a simple agent, and I can show the one that I set up.
Okay.
Um,
Is anybody else here using an agent at all, or ever tried to use an agent? Okay.
Okay.
That's where I think our knowledge level, like at least for me,
Yeah.
for me, never can't seem to get an agent to work.
From
Okay.
what I understand,
-1.
from what I understand, Claude is the best at this, and that's why I kind of hesitate. It's like Gemini and ChatGPT do it, but they're not really 100% true. They're like 80 to 90% there. But Claude, oh my God. But my company pays for Claude code, which is separate from the website. I'm limited when I go to the browser. I have to use the terminal, which is unlimited, but I have to go through and set up the agents and connect it, and I haven't done that yet.
So
I kind of know how to do that in Claude, but I haven't done it.
So we would have to have Claude Code to have an agent, or we could use.
You can use the
Claude-
web for that too, but I just have a
Coworker?
limited amount of, yeah, Cowork. Cowork's a good one.
Okay.
I just don't have a subscription to do that.
Yeah. Is this a good time to talk about that, or should I?
Well, when we go hands-on, let's talk about that.
I got one other question.
Good?
And I want to make sure I heard part of what you said correctly. It sounds like I can set it up to where it's going to give me a list of all the foreclosures, either daily, weekly, whatever interval I set it to. Download all the information to my computer so that I have it. Can it also then create a mailing list and mail out a predetermined mailer? And can it get me the contact information and possibly have an AI agent make a phone call? Can we do all that?
All that's possible. The hardest one is doing the actual emails. You would have to choose whatever tool, you have to give it access and configure it to use your email.
I'm talking about hard mail.
Oh, hard
Yeah,
mail.
postcards, direct mail.
I guess you'd have to connect it to whatever service you use, and if they have an API, yes, all day. But if it's just like Vistaprint and you have to order stuff and they pre-print them and then like you give them the mailing list, upload it, maybe not.
Yeah, I'll answer
Probably run it
that.
through Deal Machine, maybe.
Yeah, so if you're using a mail house that does this, they do have APIs, and they'll do it every day. I mean, they'll take your money every
Yeah.
day, right? And you send them a list, a predetermined card, and they'll ship as many times as you want.
So can we pay you to set that up for us so we don't have to think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I work for
Outstanding.
pizza sometimes too.
Hey, we like pizza.
Gemini, to me, everyone should have it if you have Google. Number one, if you're going to pay for it, $20 a month for their pro features, you get it ingrained in your tools that you're currently using. Sheets, documents, all that stuff, and in your email. And I'm going to talk about a couple examples of how I use it in there as well. Then you get extra storage. You get all these cool extras just by having Gemini. And at your point, like say you wanted a list of something, it'll say, do you want to export this to Sheets? Which is easy and simple, and you can keep it for later, or you could just download it as a CSV right there too. Multiple options.
I'm assuming you could also do that with estate filings as well.
As long as it can get the data, yes. I haven't tried it. That's why I'm hesitant to say 100% yes, but probably.
I was just thinking, since you said Google, there are lots of extensions with Google Docs that might do those mailings for you. Or
Yeah.
at least get your letter together with the list of.
And that would probably be what's called an app script. Does anybody know what an app script is? So in Google Workspace, you have your docs, your sheets, which I'm using here. Actually, this whole slide, I gave it an outline and I said, I did it on purpose. I usually have designers that do my stuff when I talk on stage for marketing. But I found a tool, I forgot the name of Gemma, I think it's called right here, Gemma. And I said, here's my outline, make me slides. Boom. That's pretty good, right?
I was gonna ask. I bet this was made by AI.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did it on purpose because I'm talking
Right.
about AI.
Yeah.
I got to use AI if I'm going to talk about AI. So app scripts. Example how I recently used it is there's a platform called Everest, which is a tool for email marketing to let you know if your emails are going to go to spam folder, promotions, or just the inbox or get blocked and all these things, and render how it looks. And they have APIs. And we use it for clients, and we need to pull this data in to see if how much they're using, how many emails did they send, can we charge them overages. I basically went into app scripts because I wanted to put it in Sheets. I first went to Gemini, right? Because Gemini and app scripts are the same company, so they're going to talk nice to each other. I need a script, a code that is going to pull in this API data from Everest, and here's what I need. Here's the endpoints, Everest, api.everest.com/user/ here's the endpoints, here's the data I need, here's the format I want it in. I need you to run this every day at 8 a.m. Gives you the code. Sometimes, boom, plug it in. You can walk away. You're happy. Sometimes, hey, it's hallucinating a little bit. I got this error. Oh, okay. It's because AppScripts needs this, and it'll give you updated code. So now at 8 a.m., this is for somebody else, but theoretically, I get that report in a sheet every day. And it's formatted nicely. Remember, if you ever worked in spreadsheets, you had to like manually put your colors in for your headers, make things bold. You want to have a section underneath and do all this crazy stuff. This does it for you. So you don't have to do that anymore. That's why I love Gemini, and that's why personally, for my personal branding, I use Gemini for a lot of things I do. You can get away with having one, but sometimes, especially if you're making enough money to cover the cost of these, why not have more? All right, let's go to the lab. Now, this is more hardware than AI, but you could take what you are using the hardware for, then use AI. Did you start that?
I think so.
All right, is it red? Yes. So we're recording this, and those of you who've been there know I share notes after and I put it on WhatsApp. It comes from this little thing. I can wear it as a lapel. I can clip it on. It's got a magnet. I can wear it on my wrist. Oh yeah. This is called a Plod Note Pen. They have one that's a credit card size, and it can snap on the back of your iPhone as well. And what it does is it records. This has really good quality. It's about $150. You can get knockoffs off Amazon or Alibaba, wherever you want, for like 20, 30 bucks. Does the same thing, just the quality is not as great. Then they have built-in tools that can give you the summary, but I'm too cheap to pay for it because I keep paying for all these different tools. What I do is export the audio from the Plod Note Pen, which is free in the app, and then I put it into an iOS Note. And iOS Notes, if you didn't know this, transcribes audio. You double tap on it, transcribes it, gives you the transcription. Then I go over to Gemini and I say, hey, give me the notes and the summary from this week's brick meeting, because I have not an agent, but I have custom instructions on how to do that. How can you use this in real estate? Because I'm just sitting there talking about how I use it for other things, right? Doing a walkthrough of a house. I went to a hoarder house that I was going to try to make an offer on. And I was just like, I have no idea what's on this floor. If it's wood, carpet, can't even get to it. Oh, look, a hypodermic needle. I was going through like hole in the wall in the master bathroom. There's a broken window in the back that will need to be replaced. Probably somebody heard me outside. They think I'm crazy because I'm alone, but I'm talking out loud. Yeah, I'm just talking. You need to get to a second-story roof to look at something because you want to look at it before an inspector does, right? You want to even know if it's worth your time. What can you do? Use a drone, right? Buy a used one off Facebook Marketplace. It'll be harder and harder to get them because of the Chinese drones like DJI are getting blocked now. So it's harder to get newer ones now. The government's blocking them from shipping them to the US. Same thing with routers now. Chinese-based routers are blocked. So get your routers and drones now if you need them. Just recently, I needed like a general contractor, a handyman to do a couple little things, do a patch on a wall, do a little painting, put a door sweep on. And everybody I have is like plumber, electrician. They didn't want to do all of that. I went to Gemini and I said, I have a house, it's in Greensboro. I need somebody to do some general repairs. I need you to go look at handyman on the web. Here's what I'm looking for. I want somebody that has at least 4.5 reviews on Google. Look through the Google reviews. Let me know the sentiment. If they're, good. Let me know if there was any problems, all these things. And it gave me a list of 5 good people to talk to. And if you didn't know this, if you search Google right now on your phone and you put in plumber, there's a little bar that people don't see. It says, do you want us to contact a contractor for an estimate for you? So then you click on that, and I've only used it once and I don't remember exactly, but I think you would type in like, I need to have a faucet installed on my granite countertop in a single bedroom home maybe, or something. I guess the more you give it, the better. It'll actually go out and either do a chat bot on the website or call them. It'll say, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Hank and he needs to have a faucet installed. Can you give me a quote for that? Now, theoretically, some people are going to be like, I'm not going to do that if I'm a plumber, right? Give that information, but then they're going to lose business.
But then there are plumbers that will do it and they get the business because they answer the call.
And more importantly, companies that don't answer the phone when they get calls now are getting dinged by Google. So if you can't answer the phone, do like Bill and Sean. I think you guys have virtual receptionists, right?
Correct.
Maria.
Maria. So get a Maria, or set up one of these tools. I think Google's just launching one now that you can set up, where it would answer the phone for you. Hi, this is Hank's real estate investing firm. We want to buy your house. How can we help you today? Well, I'll try to reach Hank. He might not be available, but what is it you're calling about, right? And it takes that information, and then Google likes that. That's where we're going, folks, with all these things. It's like everything needs to be instant.
Question.
Yes.
So you said that you needed a contractor, and you're like, yeah, I went into Gemini, and then you just started puking a bunch of information, right? Is that something you're typing, or is that something you're talking to Gemini?
Yes. Both. It depends on my mood. It depends on the situation. Macs have a built-in dictation feature. They're okay, but I use WhisperFlow.
I use WhisperFlow
Yeah,
also.
it's
Yeah.
awesome, right? I love
Yeah.
it. And I got an email address from my daughter. Went to school at a boarding school, and it's an EDU, so I got the student discount. Loved it.
I did not get the discount, but I just started using Whisper probably about 2 months ago.
Yep.
And the more I use it, the more I like it. Like
Yep.
it, like,
It gets used to you. It'll say, "Oh, I saw you said this word this way. Do you want to put this in a dictionary?"
yeah.
And then it has trigger words. So I can say, I don't know what I want to say, like need plumbing repair, and then all of a sudden it'll do research, or it'll pop in that template.
Yeah, so it starts learning like the things that you start talking to about, and so it doesn't, where the other like voice of your phone was whatever dictionary they had created. So now like it understands, like my wife's name is Charisse.
Yes.
Google Voice never understood that. Samsung Voice never understood that. Now WhisperFlow understands it,
Yep.
because I've put it in enough.
Yeah, I've seen that numerous
Yeah.
times. It'll be like, add it to dictionary,
Yeah,
add it to
yeah.
dictionary.
Right.
It's really cool. And a lot of, not every single time, but if you mess up and restart a sentence, it'll take out the mess up, right?
Yeah.
And it'll go right from where you corrected yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you say, I got 3 things to talk to you about today, 1, 2, and 3, it puts it in number or bullet point format. It's really cool.
The reason I was asking is because you said I go in it, and then you just started rapping off a bunch of information. I think that's kind of the blockade right now for me is I don't know what to prompt it with, like
Yeah.
how much information to give. When I was trying to type it in, up until 2 months ago, I started using Whisper. I was struggling with what to type. Now with Whisper, I just talk and I just keep talking, and it's like the more I can talk to it, the
Right.
tighter and tighter and tighter my results get. And I mean, you can't give it enough information, right?
And I have a digital handout that I mentioned for those that saw the post of like helpful prompts that either inspire you or you can actually physically copy and use. And the more and better quality you give a prompt, the better result you
Right,
get.
right.
It's like if you try to talk to a 5-year-old into doing something, you say, do it, they're going to be, why? I don't want to. But if you say, because afterwards I'm going to give you a lollipop, blah, 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 they're going to listen to you because you gave them more information. Same thing with these LLM tools. The more information you give, the better. Like for us, we may want to start almost every prompt with, you are an expert real estate investor with 35 years of experience, and you're going to help me do X, Y, and Z. Because then it puts on the hat of a real estate investor rather than just a dictionary or something that's going to just help you. It gets into that mindset. And then like if you're in sales or customer service, you always want to give it your ICP or ideal client persona, right? Like tell them my ideal client is, like for you, Maria, that my ideal buyer is, right? And then talk to it like that. And then I wanted to go back to Google, right? Google and YouTube are owned by the same company, right? Therefore, it does a really good job with YouTube links. And then also, does anybody have YouTube, what is that, Premiere or whatever you call it, Pro, whatever? So now they have a feature where you can ask it questions. Like if you're just sitting through a video and you're like, I just want the top 3 takeaways, you can just ask it. Say, what are the top 3 takeaways of this? And it gives it to you. It's because it's Gemini built into YouTube. Or you could take the link and go into Gemini and say, give me the top 3 takeaways from this video. It takes a little bit longer, a couple more steps, but it's baked into YouTube. And I've been using it more and more lately.
So so that is kind of actually where I started using agents, because one of the things I've always had with the YouTube videos is you're watching stuff and they mention a book, right? They're like, oh, this book changed my life, right? And then at the end, you're like, what was the name of that book, right? And they have the transcripts, but I didn't want to look through all the transcripts, and I don't remember where they said it, right? So I would just download the transcripts into Gemini and then say, what book
Yep.
did they mention? You
Yep.
know, you give me a list of the books mentioned during this, and it would, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and then I would just tell it, go ahead and order that through my Amazon account. No
Yep.
problem. And there we go.
A couple meetings ago back at the other restaurant, I remember you guys talking about that one book, right? I forgot what it was, but there was 2 books mentioned in that
Never,
meeting.
never,
Yeah.
never split the difference.
And when I did the summary, I specifically put in my prompt, please make sure to mention both books in this summary that were mentioned in the meeting, and it pulled it out.
Oh, that's good.
So that's basically the same thing. I'm just going to put that into the LLM. Right now it's recording, it's audio,
It
but it's
hurts.
going to be in the LLM.
What if you have a listing that you believe you have priced right, you have fixed it right, it's a house you're trying to flip, and it's not selling? Can you use AI to analyze it and tell you?
Oh my God, yeah. It'll be like, hey, the other houses in your area are 40 grand lower than yours, and you're trying to get this. Why? And you could say, I put a new bathroom in. And it'll be like, whatever. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I just did it today on one of my listings, and it still wants my seller to come down. It's not my choice, but that was the main thing. And fresh pictures, you know, some things that I'm not necessarily gonna do, but that was the big thing is come down by 9,000. I'm like, I should be able to get an offer close to that at least. So, but yeah, I gave you some tips.
What tool did you use?
I told it, I said, I represent, I was in Gemini. I said, I represent the seller at this address. Why isn't it selling?
Did you voice dictate it or type?
No, I typed it. Uh-huh. Yep. And so, yeah, it gave me a big long thing to read through. Yep. Took like lickety split. Yeah.
Did you
It's there,
take that
man.
to your seller and say, hey, I did some research and this is what I believe. What do you think?
He won't do it yet. I know he won't.
But you didn't take it to him yet.
No.
You don't
Yeah.
have a tree trap?
See, I think
Yeah.
you take it to the.
I agree,
seller and
Maria.
say, it's not my opinion. I asked Google, pretty big company, and they said, not me, don't shoot me.
I consulted with some other
Yeah.
experts, and this is what
They
they
used to
said.
have a tagline called "Don't be evil," but you don't see it anymore. Another tip too, after she did that or after you put in a prompt, always say, if you don't know something or you're not sure or if you feel like you're hallucinating, please ask me questions. Also, to get this right, because I'm not the best prompt engineer in the world, please ask me 5 questions about what I asked you before we get started, because it'll clarify.
For
Yep.
clarification.
You mentioned Alamance County. Do you mean like out in the county or in the city, right? It might say, ask you that. It'll ask you clarifying questions, and then it'll say, okay, let's get started.
That's brilliant.
All right, phase 3, the profit engine, right? We want to make sure that we're getting good deals and we're making money. I actually did, sometimes I gotta say this with a caveat. Sometimes you may not want to upload data to these cloud providers, right? Sensitive data. But I was doing my taxes and I do them myself because I'm stubborn and I'm cheap. And I said, hey, I got to figure out land basis and how much is the house worth? How much is the land worth? Hey, I got my appraisal here. Let me just upload it. Let me say, hey, go to the county website. Which one's better to use? Can I use one or the other?
I have a potentially unrelated AI question. Because this is the most important question of the night. If we videotape ourselves playing pickleball, can we get it to tell us why we're not hitting our shots correctly?
Possibly. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
how
bet.
good it does with video, but if you put a picture up of how you normally stand when you swing, it'll probably critique your stance.
The answer is yes. Swing Vision uses AI. If you videotape yourself, then it'll use AI generated,
Yeah.
That,
I know there's
just for
specialized
everyone
tools,
watching,
but
that's the
Gemini,
most
I don't
important
know.
thing that's been said tonight.
It was related because you have to have a little bit of fun when you're doing
That's
investing,
right.
right? Yeah, so I uploaded my appraisal, and then I kept asking it questions, because it's a little bit newer on the real estate side. I've been doing my taxes for my LLC for years, but I just said, hey, this is what happened, or how do I handle this? I'm on this section, I'm a little bit stuck, want to make sure I get it right, and it guided me through pretty well. And then I would double check it. Sometimes I'll go over to ChatGPT and say, hey, this is what Gemini said. What do you think? And he'd be like, give me the boxing gloves now. They don't care where the data is coming from or what tool you're using. They're just trying to help you out.
So you digitally uploaded a copy of the appraisal. So if I've got somebody who's not agreeing with the value, you're saying I could digitally upload that appraisal to whatever
Gemini say.
Gemini or whatever. Say, help me understand how to convince this appraiser to raise the value to this much. And
I see that it looked at these 2 other properties, and I did a little research here, it might say, and this is the reasons why you should go back and tell them. Then you could say, can you craft a text message or an email to help me with this? Don't use any M dashes.
So so the personal financial data I'm leery on putting into the LLMs, right? Because whatever, right? There is a LLM called CFO Sylvia that is encrypted and uses
Yep.
cryptographic transfer that I've uploaded my taxes this year before he signed them, asked for them PDF, uploaded them, asked him, there's a whole series of prompts you can ask that's already been created, to help them identify anything missed, anything from last year, anything that getting carried over, any depreciation missed, blah 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 blah, and probably saved me $3,000.
You can
Damn.
have AI on-prem. You can download some of these models and put them on a Mac Mini on-premise. Sorry, company jargon, on-premise. You could buy a computer, a Mac Mini, and you can install an LLM in there, not even have it connected to the internet, right? And it'll be as good as it is in that moment until you update it. That's one way. Or this one I just told you about on my phone, the one from Google, it's on your phone. It doesn't do anything else unless you instruct it to. It doesn't send it anywhere, just does it. I think it told me it had to download 24 gigs of data to install it on there, which, if you have a phone that has that, that's fine. I just got the 1 terabyte, so I'm nowhere near that now. But I want to play with it. But that's one way to do it. If you're afraid of putting personal information in the cloud, I would trust probably them a little bit, whereas like, Google, they're a big target, but yet they're very secure. But some other tools out there might not be. And you were talking about listings, right? A friend of mine owns a company called Syllabi. And what you can do is if you're a lazy realtor or you don't have a marketing team, let's say you have a listing with a bunch of gorgeous images, you plop in the listing URL, it'll pull in all the images and make you a video out of all those images and help you with the description and all that. It's pretty cool. It's called Syllabi, and he just moved back to Durham, and I'm going to go meet up with him for lunch. They also do faceless videos. So if you wanted to do videos and you didn't want to be on camera, it'll help you create faceless ones. And I'm doing another tool called HeyGen, which allows me to, and I'm playing around with it, trying to get it better, but I can clone myself or have avatars. I can feed it a script, let it run, and it'll be me pretty much. If I don't want to get on camera or I don't have time to do all these videos, I can clone myself. I know another girl, Julia McCoy, she just started her own company called First Movers, and then every piece of content she puts out through her team is just all an AI twin of her. But she says it in the beginning of every one, but she puts out like 3-4 videos a day. Long form. It's crazy. All right. Phase 4, the back office, Gemini and Drive. Here's why I love this. Hey, look at my real estate folder and let me know how much I spent in repairs last month. Hey, Gemini, how many contracts do I have or how many drafts do I have for this property or whatever you want to say or ask? You can ask it in the sidebar in Gemini. It's really powerful. Recently, there's a tool I use for my LLC where I can upload receipts and then do the P&L. Now you have to pay a premium for that. And I said, custom instructions. Hey, whenever I come into this custom instructions and I upload a receipt, ask me what address it's for, whether it was a repair, whether it was supplies or other, and then I'll go ahead and categorize that and put it into a spreadsheet for you. Then at the end of the year, then right now it's having a hard time connecting to Drive and putting it in Drive. It's weird. I don't know why. I'm going to figure that out. So now I do upload the receipt to Drive to keep it. But end of the quarter, end of the year, I can go back and say, give me a P&L. Tell me how much I spent on repairs, how much I spent on supplies, or how much income, if I wanted to put the income in there. I can start asking it questions about the data rather than having to look at it. Give me a CSV file so I can download it and then look at it further. It's really cool. I just started using that last week because I said, hey, I'm going to figure out a way to do this so I don't have to pay for it. Advanced tax insights, we talked about that. It's basically a content Swiss Army knife. I need a punch list. I need a walkthrough punch list for when I go look at houses. I want to start a contract or a document. I say some of these because some of these you may have to have somebody that has legal experience look at them. Don't trust what you're getting from these LLMs, and I wouldn't encourage you to just use something blanket. I looked at some samples of North Carolina lease agreements. I used AI. I used like a bunch of different things. I think I asked somebody else I knew that had one, and I kind of did like a mix of all three. And I know somebody in Washington D.C. I'm like her mentor because she wanted to start a podcast. So I had this relationship with her for like 2-3 years, and now she's got a successful podcast, has merchandise, products. Now she's doing real estate investing. She's like, oh, let me see your lease. I was like, well, it's probably gonna be a little bit different for your area, but let me send you what I have so you can look at it. And she does Furnish Finder, which I never knew existed, but I guess you can rent furnished homes. So she rents out 2 rooms in her house.
Midterm rentals.
All right. Voice is king. Like you were saying, talk to your computer. Like you were saying, if it's something long form and I just want to get like data or get a report, I'll use Whisperflow. But if I really want to have a curated prompt, I find typing it out helps me think a little bit better and more advanced and not forget about act as a real estate professional. Don't hallucinate, because I just get excited when I'm talking and I forget about certain things I need to do. And I slow myself down by typing.
Well, you can copy paste. So you set up your initial prompts in a note, right? And then you copy your first 5, and then you start adding to it. And that way you don't have to repeat yourself.
Try to start developing a library of prompts, whether it's in a note, spreadsheet, wherever. And I also do text replacement. So I use Text Expander for this. Or in your iPhone, there's text replacement for your keyboard. Where I don't even type thank you, comma anymore. I type TTY and it puts thank you, comma. That's how lazy I am. I do social media for a friend of mine who owns a company in New York City. And if I take a blog post from somewhere or some information, I'll say, hey, take a look at this. I need a summary. I need a caption for LinkedIn, one for X, one for Facebook, one for Instagram. Here's what I want. Shouldn't be more than this length, etc. I don't want to type that out every time. I do *SCH and it puts the prompt in there and I paste the link and boom, it does it for me. And then every week on Sunday, it gives me 10 fun posts about New York City, like what's going on in New York City, places to eat, all these cool things. This way I don't have to go searching and find them. But what I did find is when I created another custom gem is I uploaded the branding, but it doesn't seem to get the branding right all the time. The logo's like weird. Sometimes the color's not exactly the same. Yeah, and so I need to work on that part of it. Multi-tool mastery, don't use this one, mentioned that already. Build custom agents. So basically, I'm here to inspire you to use AI more. Seemed like almost everybody raised their hand or using it in some fashion, but take a lot of these tips and tricks that we're providing tonight, just use it more and push the limits. Get a recorder if you need one, a drone if you want one, and just start automating everything. And then with that, I got some links that we can hop in and look at some stuff. Any questions while I'm getting set up and get comfortable sitting down?
Yeah, I'm excited about this hands-on thing. So.
And like I said, this is more side hustle for me. And I'm starting to use it, but if you want to ask me stuff about how I use it for my day job, by all means. All right, so here's bookkeeping. Hopefully this is going to work okay. And hopefully I have good internet. It's connected to my phone. This is what I was afraid of. Did you know that you can pin conversations in ChatGPT and in Gemini so you can find them easier? You can link to them. You can save them into a task manager. Today, you had an issue with the internet earlier too, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
All right, let me try disabling my internet on my phone. I tethered to my phone because the Golden Corral Wi-Fi wasn't doing so good. All right, one moment, please. Enjoy the hold music. Thank you. Yeah, I got one bar in here. That's so weird.
Oh, you know what do you have, Verizon?
AT&T.
So Verizon's even, like, I eat Chick-fil-A and the internet at Chick-fil-A is awful.
Like I've got 5.
All right. Okay, so I got this going.
Bars.
The resolution is not so great on the screen. I'm sorry if I'm blocking your view. Searching.
What's the other bars?
All right.
Go, man.
Let me do full screen because I think that worked better. Obviously, this is going to be huge. I don't think I can change the resolution. So, wow, this is going to be very difficult, isn't it? All right, let's just do this. So this is Gemini, by the way. Probably looks a lot better on your computer than mine. If I go into gems right here, these will be like, they have preset ones that you can start building. But if I go down, I have a rental investment wizard, real estate bookkeeper, my content gem. So I fed it like blog posts I've done, all my writing. So it writes and acts like me. That's that one. This was one I'm setting up so that when people email me and say they want to be on my podcast, it's automatically going to create a draft for me, kind of based on what they're saying. And then I can reply back to them. Rats Airsoft, I do some work for them, so I have a custom gem for them. My friend owns United Rigging in New York City, so that's one about all their branding. Their what did I say? ICP. Anybody remember what that is? Ideal customer profile. So they target like engineering folks, facility managers, because what they do is they have cranes and they put big stuff in big places or tall places. That's what they do. I have a couple faceless video channels that I've run, so that's for that. So which one do you want to go into first, bookkeeper or the investment wizard? Probably investment wizard, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you go into this and it's like, basically it's just saying, okay, I got my instructions. We're in our private room. Let's talk.
So did you created this rental investment
Yeah.
wizard?
Let's use it first, then I'll
this is
show
the
you the
thing
instructions. Mhm.
Okay.
Help me with analyzing. Somebody give me a property address. No, anywhere in the world.
I know where that is.
Hopefully it's going to work right.
It will. I believe.
I almost forgot like what I told it to do is what I'm saying. So hopefully I gave it enough. I think I did. All right. So gather information for 508 Walker Street. Your offer price it recently was acquired in 2025 for 80,000, but current estimates go up to 208,000, 290 down payment. So here's asking me, what is my offer price and what I want to put down? And then here's a preliminary findings. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, about 1,400 square feet. Okay. Property taxes about 1,200. Interest rate 6.44, which I don't know if I gave it. I don't know if I asked it to do investor, percentages or not, but roughly I usually go around like 6.5 to 7, anyways, when I'm looking at something. Insurance 0.5% of the value. Once you provide your offer price and down payment, I'll run the PTI, NOI, cap rate, and cash return and give you a green, yellow, or red light.
That's awesome.
So what should be our offer?
I would say 150.
I have this thing where if I feel like people watch me, I can't type, so don't mind me. I'm a fast typer, but not when people are watching me. And what was the down payment?
25%. So what's that?
It'll do the math. I'm lazy. It'll do the math. Down payment 37,500, cash up front, loan amount 112,500, 30-year fixed with 6.44. I guess you could tell it, to do a 15 if you want. Monthly rent 1622 based on Graham 3-bedroom averages, just doing the comps. Property taxes, annual insurance, P&I, taxes, PITI, offering buffer, total monthly expenses, performance metrics. So it's a green light. I should offer that. And it goes on and on and on. And I could have more conversations with it.
When I walked in here, I'm like, hey, that ain't for me. That's a way, and look, it's like been a foreign language to me the whole time.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Adopt or retire. That's my advice. But let's take a look at.
Well, he's gonna help us. He's gonna show us how to set up a gym, right?
Right. Yeah, I wanted to show you this one, right? So this one, Hank's. Oh no, this is the wrong one. I guess I clicked the wrong. God, this screen is killing me. Where's my edit? Oh, it is. It's different now. All right, rental investment wizard basically analyzes investment properties. So persona, you're a real estate investment analyst expert, right? I said that. Specializing in residential rental. See, it's important sometimes to put some clarity around this. Your goals help me determine if a property is a good deal based on cash flow and ROI. Here's the process. Data collection. When I give you a property address, ask me for the offer price and down payment percentage. Automated research, use Google to find average monthly rent, all the things, right? And then all the stuff that we saw. So that basically, yeah, I can add to this too, and I can update it.
Can you use Gemini to identify somebody else's gym that's already been created?
Yes, no. Like you can't say, hey, I think Sean has this gem
No,
that I've
but
been after.
But if it's public.
You can share it.
Can you
You can
find,
share it.
yeah, can you find another experienced real estate investor that's created a gym
Yep.
that uses,
Mhm.
you know, the
Does
information?
anybody know who Alex Hermosi is?
Yeah.
So I had somebody that
He
went.
posts all his stuff, doesn't he?
Well, that guy I mentioned that owns Syllabi. He went to his conference where he had the book launch, right? He basically took everything he learned and put it into a gem and he shared it with everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, like I was trying to share with you just the search I did about doing the YouTube streams, and I can, but it was giving me an error for the link.
The reason why I asked that I'm still like a baby on doing this stuff, right? And I'm not there yet, but
Yeah.
how I did it, I had my
See?
my desktop and my laptop, right? And I just went to YouTube and asked them, hey, how do you create a gym, right? And I had them come up and they were telling me. So I would just pause it and then I would turn around. Yeah, I was talking to it, you know. So as they would talk, I would talk. I was, you know, like, and that's the only way I could figure out, like, because I didn't know what to, like, I know everybody's like, well, just talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah.
And don't be afraid to like say, I want to create a gem. Here's my goals. Here's the information I think I need. Help me create this. And then, like I said, I'm going to have the handout with a bunch of information.
As an investor, you know, give me 15 questions that need to be answered in order to have the best, you know.
Yeah. Here's my prompt. Help make it better, 10x better, right? You can do all those things. So like right here, look, I could share it with somebody. Copy link or share it to your Google.
Right.
Does anybody want it right now?
Yes.
Show enough.
I'll put it in WhatsApp. You have to be on WhatsApp these days, folks.
Make sure you join our WhatsApp group for the Burlington Real
All right,
Estate
let's try
Investors
my
Club.
real estate bookkeeper. I think this is the one where it processes and itemizes expense and repairs. Can I edit it from here? It's not doing anything. All right, let's go back. I can't go back either. I'm in full screen. I don't have a receipt to upload, so I don't want to like muddy up my my data. So this one, you're a real estate portfolio bookkeeper specializing in expense reconciliation. You have permissions to access my Google Drive and Google Sheets via the Workspace extension, which is not currently working for some reason. Extract a vendor name, date, and total amount, tax, and description to items and services. When I upload a receipt or point you to one in Drive, create a table with the extracted data and keep updating the same table as we go along. Ask me which property this belongs to and it should be categorized as supplies, repair, or CapEx. Edit the receipt image PDF by renaming the uploaded file to reflect the name of the date, vendor, and amount, and allow me to download it. The tone should be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented. Always double check that the total matches the sum of the line items.
So if you had a receipt, you could do something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy that drink?
I did. So yeah.
Because this is a business expense.
You know what I might be able to do is just also just tell it to delete it too.
That was going to be the next question. So if you did go in, so you did upload it, and let's say you uploaded it, and you're like, oh,
Real-time test, folks.
my fault. I didn't mean to upload that. You can delete it because it's in your, it's going to your drive, right?
I love AirDrop. All right, so let's go back. So basically, I'm lazy, like I said.
This is where you were saying, oh, I know, man.
And I'm just going to hit enter. Please work. Don't make a fool out of me. Golden Corral, 49, fountain drink, tax, 24. Does that have the total? Yeah, okay. Total amount. Let's scroll over. 383, all right? Since line item, subtotal, tax matches the total. Which property does this belong to? Should it be categorized as, I probably need to put entertainment on here now or something.
Yeah.
Education or entertainment.
So I've prepared this file according to your records. You can rename it or save a local copy. As an AI, I can't directly rename file on your device or trigger automatic download a file, but it can access them in your Google Drive, which like I said, Google Sheets. But basically, if I just said it's for 123 Main Street, it'll categorize that under that.
Well, you know what's interesting? You said, "Oh, I should do that," right? It actually told you you should consider a travel meals category.
Did it?
Yeah,
I missed that.
Go down. Underneath capital expense, it says you should consider a travel meals category. And then
Can you add that to the instructions? And I can't spell instructions for some reason.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's freaking awesome. That's awesome.
It's so easy to blow an old school mind, you know?
I saw people are
So look here,
easily overwhelmed,
probate lists.
excited.
Oh, this is, no, this is not the one, no, hold on. This is more like, I want to make sure I knew what I was talking about with probates when I came here, in case somebody asked me a really good question. I'm not gonna be able to see, I can't search for some reason. Oh, wait, right here, right? Search for chats, probate.
What are you searching right now? That you're searching inside Gemini?
These are all the chats I've had. I've probably had a million of them. So
You're
basically,
searching your own chat.
yeah, so this is the one that I set up that I stopped doing the 8 a.m. thing. Right now, I'll just go in, but this is basically the strategic intelligence report for probate estates, residential real estate liquidation. So I'll link this to you if you want to read the whole thing, but what I did immediately was say, hey, where is the listings? Okay, so I should reach out to these people. I guess this is local, but I guess that's where the person is. Yeah, yeah.
That's where they live, right?
But what did I say? 25 to 30, right? I think actually it might be more. I lied. Sorry.
Yeah,
That gives you their current mailing address right there. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
No.
Because the instructions said, like, I want this data, search this, do this. I was talking to Sean.
Just give you a case number.
I dropped off the projector last month to Sean, and I was talking to him how I used to have to go to the GIS website to get information, right? Do search Zillow, do all this. I could just use ChatGPT to do all of this stuff now. I don't even have to go to 3 separate websites. I could do it all from within here.
Creates it for you.
Yeah, that's what actually the one I think uses the GIS. The first one I went through, the Rental Wizard.
That's awesome.
So these are in pre-foreclosure?
Probate.
Probate, okay.
It should be 69 of them, or 67 of them.
Strategic outreach methodology. So it's telling you manage property what you should talk to them about. The help model. Here's some communications: LinkedIn, email, property history, cross. I could tell it to give me emails or scripts, like if I want to get on the phone with them. If I'm not as savvy as you real estate folks, I can have it give me a script.
Tell me what to say, in other words.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's do that. Let's play around. Wait, let me see.
Can you then have your AI assistant call?
There are tools that, yes, not your AI, not like Gemini, not ChatGPT, but there are tools that do that.
So you can link it to that, maybe, and say, have my AI bot make this phone.
More than, yeah, if you can connect them, yes. Probate, and what was this one? More ideas. See if hopefully it brings it up. Oh, I just said, what are some ideas to use AI or agentic AI for real estate investing to find deals or hidden properties? I already have, something where I find probate records, and another one that gives me an analysis. So for this meeting, I just said, you can find a distress indicator, right? Monitor daily feeds for pre-foreclosure filings, recent code violations. So, somebody's grass hasn't been cut, maybe they're not living there anymore, somebody died. Utility shut-off notices, eviction filings. So when Bill evicts somebody, I can find out. Multi-channel invisible inventory. So this one's, like I said, a little tough. You have to give it access to crawl as you, but you can go on Craigslist Marketplace and look for rent ads if you're looking for a place. Hey, are you sick and tired of being a landlord? Love to take this off your hands. Zoning board minutes, local newspaper obituaries. Hey, sorry, grandpa died. Can I buy your house? inbound, computer vision, scout. So these are all like I was amazed with how much it did. Work, so here, you can create an agent. Agent pulls the owner's name and property history, checks Google Maps API to see if there's a specific feature. I noticed that your beautiful oak tree in your front yard. It looks up recent sales in that specific street. It generates a custom letter. Hi, John, I'm looking for a home on your street. I saw Joe the other day, his house sold for, I saw Joe's house sold for $150,000 recently. I'd love to buy yours directly and save you the commission. I mean, I didn't even give it a lot of instructions and it's giving me all this good stuff, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, so we could go in here and just asking more questions in this conversation. One thing to note too is if you start having a long conversation, it starts to hallucinate more and more because it's using tokens, right? And once it gets to a certain amount of tokens or length, it starts hallucinating more and more, and it'll get slow. So it's always good to say, or it's always good to start a new conversation, or say, can you summarize this so I can start a new conversation? Give me the TLDR, and it'll give you like 2-3 paragraphs, basically instructions for itself. So when you start the new conversation, hey, I want to start from this conversation and move on from that. I had to do that with some coding I was doing because it was, oh my God, it was slow and it was horrible.
And for those of us with short attention spans and ADD, TLDR means?
Too long, don't read.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
I wonder if I'm trying to think of what I have in Chat GPT. Well, let me. I hate my computers like this because of the thing. But if I go to terminal, does everybody know what terminal is?
Nope.
It's basically root access to your computer. So this is basically like the operating system. So if I wanted to go to my documents folder, I have to do CD/Henry-Hoffmeyer, which is the name on the computer, /documents. That's how I get to it. It's how in the background, that's how a real computer works. It does all this coding. But I could do like, if I do ping www.yahoo.com, what that's doing is it reaches out to Yahoo and says like, hey, does that website exist? And if it does, it'll give you what's called a trace route. It'll say it took 3.4 milliseconds for us to go back and forth in a conversation. It lets you know if a website or an IP address works and know how fast your internet is, right? So this is like an example of an easy thing to do. But if I go in and I do, hopefully it works this time, I do Claude, see, it did it again. It keeps forgetting where it's installed. But if I do Claude, it should bring up Claude and allow me to use Claude in here, but I have to type it and I have to say, but what's cool about it is it has access to everything. There's a document on my computer somewhere and it's called 123 Main Street offer letter. Please find that and help me edit it. It's smart like that.
So you tell Claude to do that?
Yep. So if I go back and just for the sake, I'm gonna get a new chat. I'm having trouble using Claude Code in terminal. Every time I install it, it doesn't know where it installed. I know there's a command I can use to get it running. What is that? No, I don't want to use my mouse. That's not it. That's not it. That does not seem to be it. I remember having a Z in it or something. Dumb conversations with it too. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. There it is, ZRHC. Okay. So this is nerdy stuff. Don't mind me. Get a drink if you need one.
You say, depending on how nerdy we get, determines the
All
strength
right.
of that drink.
So this is what Claude Code would look like, hopefully. Yep. All right. Should I trust this computer? Yeah, sure. Why not? There's Claude Code. That's how you use it.
What?
This is what developers use. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, what is Neo from the Matrix?
Yeah.
You have to be Neo from the Matrix for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, this is not that part. I won't get.
But you can ask it like,
But we can pay you to do it.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, but you could do the simple stuff like, who is the mayor of Graham, North Carolina? Like, it's brewing. It thought for 2 seconds. Not sure off the top.
Quicker
Got a new mayor.
than Claude. It's Chelsea Dickens. Quicker than Claude.
It actually didn't even find it though. But basically, you can have a simple conversation Then if I was to like say, look in here, in my download folder, I have
It
4
sounds
all
like
promos.
the mayor of Graham needs to expand her branding.
It said it cut off August of
Oh, she's new.
2025 is what it said.
I have a document in my downloads folder and it's with SIFT in it. Can you tell me what that file name is? Watch it not do it right. It's searching for patterns. It's very nerdy. There it is.
Sips.
Yeah, well, I spelled it wrong when I renamed it. Can you make a correction to the file name? Really like, you have to get used to using this. And I'm trying to get to use this more because a lot of my smarter friends at work, engineers and developers, they use this all day long. And I need to start working on some projects that they're going to send to me in here. So I need to know how to, I'm going to basically force myself out of using a UI or a GUI, they call it, general user interface. Whereas that's what I'm used to, because now it has what's called an MD file and you can create new ones. So I can create a real estate.md file. It's its memory. It's almost like saving a document and keep writing to it. That's what Claude Code uses, MD files. So you could say, save this to memory and name it real estate investing, and it'll do that. And then you could say, hey, as per the real estate investing instructions, let's continue this conversation. Where Gemini, what called?
Jim.
A gem. Yeah, bet you didn't know it was going to be a test.
I did. I like to have Gemini for 200, sir.
Anything else I can go over?
How hard is it for us to create a gem, really?
Create a gem?
Yeah.
Let's do it together. What kind of gem do we want? It'll be like art class, and then we could share, and then, you know.
Yeah. So
I'm going to go to gems. And then
you go to gems, that's just in your
new gem.
You're in Google dashboard or
Yep.
wherever you're at, right?
And on the left side, it says gems right here.
Gems, yep.
And these are your most recently used ones.
Okay.
Remember how I said you can pin stuff?
Yeah.
Side note, Rats Airsoft. They have it's an airsoft facility. It's like paintball if you don't know what that is. They operate in a school. And it's cool because it's inside outside. Funny thing, you know, airsoft guns in a school. But so they had an issue with insurance recently because they want to categorize them as an amusement park. So now what they're doing is promoting the fact that law enforcement, military can go do training, which they do, but they need to emphasize that. So I overhauled their whole website to kind of focus on that rather than the airsoft.
On like education and training.
Yes.
Versus entertainment.
Yeah.
And, okay.
So I did that, and I used AI a lot to help me say what is some good wording or how is it going to be good for SEO. We also want to show up for the general players, so how do I mix that in? And that's why that's post there. So it's pinned at the top in case I need to find it right away.
All right, cool.
So once you go into gems, you go to new gem. Well, you'll have all these like, hey, you can do this cool stuff. New gem. All right, so we are going to look for inspiration, edit these steps. Well, this is different. Describe a mini app you want to build. I think, hold on. It's just like weird with the big screen.
Yeah, it's just.
I think I clicked on like something like that.
Right.
Oh, here, down here. See, look at it. This is a lab. Okay. So everything's so usually condensed for me. So new gem. All right. So what do we want to name our gem?
So I will.
Ad libs. Mad libs.
Mad libs. Okay. So I want to create. We'll do it a price reduction list, daily price reduction list.
What is that going to do?
So I want to create I want it to create a list at 8 a.m. every morning on any listings in Alamance County that has had a price reduction in the past 24 hours. Sending me an email with it listed with the oldest list with the days on market being oldest at the top.
Oldest first, right?
I'm going to manipulate that a little
You
bit.
can do whatever. Yeah. Well, see, this is where I would just start talking to it, right?
Yeah.
Because I find it as I'm trying to type it, I can't I'm like.
Well, you were still talking, so I didn't want it to
Yeah,
confuse
I
it.
couldn't get the information to my fingers, right? So I'll just start talking randomly
I would say on the market more than 90 days. of the recent price increase.
Reduction.
Price decrease.
Right.
And what was further stuff?
I wanted to send that
Send
and
the holders first.
send in an email. And,
Well, let's not do that because
Okay.
I don't know if that works in the gym or not. So,
Okay.
what is that? Sort by.
Sort by oldest.
Yeah, sort
Longest
by.
days on market first.
That's right.
Well, you need to make it do it at 8 PM or 7:45 PM.
Let's just run it. You could tell it to do that and it will. And then, like, if you have the app, it'll come up. But we could just run it right now just to see what it looks like. No. Sort by I could also say do it 8 a.m. and now.
You go ahead and run it now and then give it instructions later.
You could do that, or you could do both. Just say, but I want to see it now too. You could do that. Is that all we need right now, or?
Well,
I don't think I need to say act like a real estate professional. It's just getting data,
All right.
right?
Yeah. Would
Just
you
a
ask
simple
it to ask you questions?
Could you ask it to find homes that would have the most motivated sellers?
Possibly. I mean, I
Based
think
on
so,
your
but
research, help us find the ones that could potentially be the most likely to take a low offer.
all right, I put that in the description, so I just moved it down here. Cradle County, they're on the market for more than 90 days that have a recent price reduction. Single family only, doesn't matter.
Good one.
Single family duplex driveways.
Might be interesting that I guess it would know the difference between those.
Well, it's going to look at the listings.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What else?
That appear to be the most likely to take a low offer.
Oh, here we go. Highlight the. I'm thinking out loud. Highlight the line item by the color green of anything that has a listing price lower than 80% of the market value. Would that make sense?
Market item green or go if there is a listing that is below
80%
80% of the listing
below
price.
the market value determined by you. Right? I guess. We'll find out if it,
Also, I hate when I do that. Also, do some research or give me your best thought on if there's certain ones that would possibly accept a low price.
Okay.
What did I do?
You put I hate
I hate-
Yeah. It'd be like, why? Why?
I thought we were friends.
Is that good or do we need more?
No, let's run it and see what happens. We can always make it better, right?
I want to rewrite this because I'm crappy.
Oh wait, what did you just click?
I make it better.
Is that something you recommend? Yeah. So after you throw it out there, spit into it, then you tell it to rewrite it.
Oh, and make sure, thank you very much. I have a feeling these machines will remember if you were nice to them when they take over the world.
Think about that too.
So I can add files if I needed to for it to reference. Like, let's say there was like instructions and I had them in a file, I can upload them. So we're gonna save it, or we can preview it, but let's just save it. Start chat. Let's go ahead and find some deals. Let me know what's around. I never know why. Oh, it uses the first letter of the gem name, the P in the circle. Is like, I always wonder why it chooses a certain letter, but it's the same thing with email too. Like Best Buy sends you an email, and if their
B.
logo's not there, it'll be B. Do you know why that is? This is my playground.
It's the
Because
first reference.
they do email marketing. And if you want your logo to appear, it's kind of pay to play. It's something called BIMI, brand indicators for message identification. Basically, you have to have certain authentication and protocol set up so that nobody can spoof you and phish people. And if you do so, and you have a trademarked logo and you pay a fee, you can have your logo show up. We help clients with that. So, all right. This report, blah, 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 blah. Balance, day median means days on market increasing year over year. So we have these. 1012 Main Street.
Yeah. Is it go to the right? Is there yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's just
Green go.
green
Watch.
go. Because days on market. Yeah. And I gave you details on it.
This is a high conviction, but okay.
Whoa! character?
Who owns it?
We won't say on.
It's
video.
not important. You could actually, you could probably ask. You could ask Gemini.
6-bedroom? Jeez.
Yeah, it's a.
All right, let's see what else they give us besides. That's it. Okay. All right, so there's the medium sales price, sentiment, strategy. Start your offers at 10 to 15% below asking and request a due diligence period that allows enough thorough of a contractor
Yeah.
or use a drone.
So it gave us it only gave us 3 properties and
Yep.
or 4.
Now we should all.
But that's only from yesterday.
On that property.
Yeah, that's all. That's only from yesterday, right? Because you would run this so tomorrow you'd have a different
Yep.
list.
Now, what you could do too is you could have this update an app script into a spreadsheet, or I could say,
Here, let's keep running with this.
provide a CSV for me to download of this information.
That Murray Street's been 99 for all week.
That's right. So why not analyze Murray Street, right? It's been
So there's a CSV file, so I can basically download the CSV and then have it as a spreadsheet.
and then you can make your calls or whatever. Hand it to Luke and tell him to call.
Mhm. What do you want to do? What else?
Let's analyze 916 Murray Street. Can you analyze 916 Murray Street using your pinned gem that you already have? Could you tell?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to go back
what
into
is
the
it?
other one.
What do you call it? Your
Yeah, you want price deductions.
Oh wait, it should be a recent conversation. No.
So just scroll up a little bit.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
It's always it goes in the side as history, but I always keep forgetting to look below my pin, so I'm like, it didn't save. Please use my rental real estate. I don't remember what it is. Estate gem to analyze. I can't spell. It'll get me. It'll be like you're dumb. We'll still do it anyway. See if it works. Hey, we learned something. You can reference other ones.
Well, here's what I learned. 1, you can reference other gems. 2, you should gems that you're going to use. You should give it a code name or so you don't have to type. You just use my whatever.
It's a 1-bedroom. And it's rough.
Yeah, but you see how many acres it is?
It's 3 acres, but it's well and septic. And they don't know if the well and septic's even.
Oh, is that little bitty yucky house? I know what you're talking about. No, I think it's white.
It's not blue.
I thought it was white.
It's like a little cinder block.
Yeah.
Like it's falling in. It's right
Yeah.
there.
It looks like a big shed, basically. Yeah.
You turn right there at the gym where they does the gym equipment. Turn left right there.
So here's what I was
Could you
talking
ask
about.
it what the
Gemini
zoning
on
is
the
on
right
that
side.
Can you ask it what the zoning is on that?
Yeah, 1 second. So look, Gemini is right here, like in my drive, so I can ask it anything I want in here about
Wait, how
any
did you
files.
switch to that?
Just
You're just
up
back
top,
to your Google.
right here.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, just Google Drive. It's also an email. So I can go back to my email and I can search for emails and stuff like that and have it draft replies. It's really cool that it's built into there. So we want to go back to this one. No, this is the probate filings one, right?
Okay.
So this one. So now what do you want me to do?
What should we offer? Can you tell us that?
And what is the zoning on that property?
It should be residential and it should also.
Well, there was something in there. Did you see it said something about oh wait, it was at the bottom right here. As a land split or multi-unit development play?
Exactly. Which could be, right? But then you need to know the zoning. What's the current zoning?
And it's kind of low.
This isn't just a house, it's a small-scale development opportunity disguised as a fixer-upper.
Ask it, is it in a flood zone?
Y'all are finding every reason why we can't. We're looking for every reason why we can.
Oh, I've been thinking
Go
about
back
that.
up. Go back up. It's in the city's ETJ.
I haven't made them an offer before they put it on the market.
Laid outside city limits, Burlington ETJ typically falls in their case. So it's not saying for sure. It's saying could be. It's great that it instructs you to think about that.
And look, it talked about soil perks.
Is it in the flood zone?
Minimal flood hazard area.
Yeah.
Yes,
Zone
that's
That's good.
It's a no build zone. Great question.
Is this stuff helpful?
Super
Yeah.
awesome.
Crazy helpful.
I mean, and I consider myself pretty decently knowledgeable. But then I talk to other people, and I just feel so inferior.
It's just a lack of. It's a lack of. You,
Feeling good about it.
You feel like a king.
we'll keep lowering that bar for you. You motivated me. Now I'm gonna. I want to run some gyms.
I just need to, I wouldn't know how to get started. I don't even know how to get.
I just need.
You're wrong. You're right.
You'll have
That's right.
Now you offer Sean some jelly donuts, NC jelly donuts, and you say come over and come make a gym, and you and I we figure out how to make a gym.
You have a gym party.
And Maria, you can use it for affordable housing. Help us create.
I was sitting here looking at that from the very get-go.
I wish I could get to it. Let me see.
My computer that I've got. Yeah, and I've been thinking for several days, how do I put this all in this spot? How do I put this all in one spot?
Yeah.
So one of the things I was thinking about when I was at your office the other day with AI, you had drawings of that fourplex that you've been dreaming about, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed like you have multiple revisions of that fourplex depending on what the land situation is.
Right.
You can upload those revisions into AI, and then you could start asking AI to create the revisions for you based upon the land and how you would set it up, and let the AI tell you how to design the home for that particular property. Instead of going to an architect or going to a surveyor or going to wherever, you already go, hey, here's now give me a version that works based upon the road and the structure, the ingress, egress, the land.
Can I put what I got in there and say, how can I make this bedroom bigger in the same square footage?
Yes. Yeah. Give me three different versions, right? And then you can say, well, I like version one. Version one looks good, but I need to make sure it's got a closet. Can you make sure it has a closet? How many square feet when I add the closet does it still have in that bedroom? And it'll do it for you.
And I want to encourage you to use text expanders that I mentioned.
Did you get that?
Remember I told you.
What if I had to have basic on my computer? And then Gemini?
Yeah,
Or do I need to have something else?
I say
Gemini.
Gemini.
If I would just Gemini?
Yeah. Remember when I told you like I don't type a lot of things out? So this is the one I told you about where I do social media for a friend of mine. So I just type SCHC. It does. I have a whole bunch of these. Like if Bill like I have a different bio that I use that I think, but I use it for other things. So I do and H bio. So I just type that out and it puts my bio in there and I can email that to somebody. I have my Calendly link in here. I just do star CND. There's my Calendly link. I could send it to somebody. Saves me a lot of time. So you could put a lot of your prompts in here and like this too, and just have a naming convention for each one.
Where are you putting these prompts?
There, I'm trying to I couldn't get to it because of the way the screen is and everything. But there's one called Text Expander. It's like the best one
Okay,
out
that's
there.
one you said.
There's other ones, or you can go into your
that
iPhone
is that a
and go into the
widget?
keyboard and use replacements.
Yeah, I use replacements. Is that a widget though? You're using that text?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like WhisperFlow, but just does something different. And then because the Text Expander, you can actually have fill-in fields. So it'll bring it up like if it's an email, and then you could fill in the first name, fill in the property address, if it's like an offer for a house, and all those things. So it can have the basic meat and potatoes, but then you fill in what you need, then it puts it in. And then on your iPhone, you have the text replacements. Does anybody sell on Facebook Marketplace? Like I have stuff set up for that. So like OMP, like carrot OMP is like, thanks for the offer, but I'm going to pass when they lowball me just to keep the conversation going. Or a lot of times people don't realize I'm in Saxbahal. They think like they see Graham and they think I'm at a highway. Then when I tell them I'm in Saxbahal, after like 4 or 5 backs and forth, they don't want to come get the stuff. So I always just say, hi. Well, actually now they have auto replies. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
But before that I have a waving emoji. Hi, it's still available. I'm located in Saxbahal. Let me know when we can meet up. And I never had to type it.
We have hit the time.
All right. Part 2 coming soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
That was super awesome, Hank. Thank you so much.
job.
All right, everybody online, thanks for watching. You definitely want to go back to the beginning. There's some really good stuff about, I think, 15 to 20 minutes in, and this is full of content that's going to help you make money in real estate.
I like how Bill goes to his TJ radio.
Hey, baby.
Do we have to, do you have to turn a lamp on before you turn this one off? I don't see a button for that.
I just turn it off.
Some of them you can damage it if you don't turn it off, like with the button for,
I gotta figure out how to turn this off.
you only got 2 others anyway. Projectors.
Okay. Your stream will stop immediately.
We've got our